being sued? Are the credit card companies suing you? Garnishing your checks? Putting liens on your property? Do they have a judgment against you? Let attorney Shah Peerally help you. His law firm has saved many from bankruptcy. The Shah Peerally Law Group also focuses on immigration law. Call them today at 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887, or visit them at www.peerallylaw.com.
And we are back on air. As we were mentioning earlier, we were talking about immigration law, especially marriage petitions. And we're going to take a topic like that every week. And this is a very interesting topic because I was talking about how people can still be separated and still be arguing cases. We won several cases where one of the spouse was living in Michigan, one was living in Washington, and as long as we prove under the case that the marriage was at the inception was entered in good faith, we were able to win. But it takes a long time to win, and it takes also a lot of work. So any questions on any immigration questions, you can call us at the office 510-742-5887. And a few news also on immigration. Lately, Tri-Valley situation, just because we don't talk a lot about it, it has picked up a little bit. You know, Susan Sue was arrested, and one thing that has been happening lately is that it seems now that ICE is going after anybody who had kind of some relation with Tri-Valley, either you're a student, faculty, or back in the days you contacted TVU. They all, doesn't mean you're going to arrest you, but they want to get your support or your testimony or something like that. So I highly advise you to basically hire an attorney. If anytime you were one of the ICE officers contact you or something like that, you can check our website on Immigration Legal Blog, one word, immigrationlegalblog.com. This is where I post all the day-to-day information about interesting issues on immigration. And amazingly, this website, since the Tri-Valley has gotten so many hits, I remember in one day we had like 12 or 13,000 hits. So I will highly recommend that you go and check on this website, and you will see things that might be interesting to you, especially when it comes to immigration. So we're going to close the chapter on immigration. If you have any question, and if you are an H-1B candidate, give us a call, or an IT consulting firm, give us a call. We will be glad to talk to you. Our law firm has handled so many H-1B cases very successfully. National interest waivers, EB1, name it, in immigration, we pretty much have handled it, and we have done an excellent job. Check the testimonials on the website on peerallylaw.com or usimmigrationquestion.com, one word, usimmigrationquestion.com, and you will read the testimonials, the kind of work we have done for our clients. So now on the second half of the hour, I am going to talk about debt settlement, and I'm going to also talk about some of the situation that is happening to people in the all around United States right now, because it is a fact that the economy went down really bad, and it is a fact also that many people have been affected by this downturn in the economy. And unfortunately, not everybody is able to get out of it. Some people luckily have been able to get jobs when the economy picked up again, and at the same time some people were not able to do it. And even those people who were able to get a new job, they are not getting paid that much as it was before, and many of them have lived off their credit cards. For example, I'll read you one of the testimonial of the person we have handled their debt settlement, and I will explain what is a debt settlement in few minutes. And that person wrote us an excellent testimonial, and I'm really proud to read it to you today. And you can check the same testimonial on our website. This is a different area of practice, so it has a different website. It's called yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. Basically, this is what the client said. I was laid off from work in March 2009 and was living on the EDD unemployment insurance check, which was not enough as I had a house mortgage, car payment, and family to support. So all my credit cards got maxed out, and the credit card companies started calling us on a daily basis. They also called my wife at work, which was very embarrassing for her as she works for a law firm. It came to a point that we were afraid to answer the phone at home, and we were harassed even on the weekends. I was talking to my friend, and he gave me the contact of Shah Peerally, and he said that Shah can help me. I called Shah Peerally and told them about my financial situation. They told me about their procedures, and I signed an agreement with them. Within 2 weeks, all the harassing phone calls have stopped, and within 6 months, most of my credit cards were settled. After paying off all my credit was restored. I was very happy that I went to Shah Peerally for help, and I was very satisfied with their service and professionalism they provided me. It was very important for me to resolve my credit card debt, as I am in the job hunt, and most of my companies check for credit history background now before they hire new employees, and I didn't want to miss out on a good job offer because of my good credit history. And that's assigned SD. We didn't mention the name because of confidentiality. And basically, as a disclaimer required, all the testimonial endorsement that I have been reading to you doesn't constitute a prediction regarding the outcome of your legal matter. Each case is different, and success in one case doesn't warrant or guarantee success in another similar case or situation. If you need more information on debt settlement, you can call us on 510-742-5887. By reading this testimonial, it pretty much I picked this testimonial for one reason, because it pretty much englobes why people are doing a debt settlement. Most people that owe credit cards are not people who are bad. They are bad people. They just don't want to pay. It's just because they don't have a choice, and many of them are not qualified for bankruptcy. Now the question is that what kind of debt settlement and that they should get, and I will talk about this in few minutes. But let me go into his testimonial again, kind of analyze it, because he covers a lot of things in that testimonial, which is amazing. Two, he said that basically the credit card companies were calling and harassing him, and they do. Unfortunately, they do. Even the law prevents them to do that, they still do it. We have clients where they will call their neighbors to basically try to get things from them, where that person live, do you know he owes money, and that's wrong. They are not allowed to do that, because under the fair debt collection practices, the credit card companies are not allowed to do certain things. And if you go on my blog on yourdebtsettlementattorney.com/blog, you can read about what they cannot do to you. There are 11 things. I wrote one thing which is called 11 things a credit card company or debt settlement company should not debt settlement, 11 things collection companies should not do to you. And you can read on that. For example, they cannot misrepresent themselves as a law firm. They cannot tell you that you will be arrested. Yeah, that's one thing they do. They scare you that you'll be arrested. No, you cannot, unless you committed fraud, which is not in the United States, just to take credit cards and you cannot pay on them unless you use someone else's identity. They cannot arrest you, so don't let them bully you with that. And then if they threaten you with illegal actions when they have no intention of taking it. For example, they say, we're going to sue you. Well, they have to sue. They cannot just threaten you with a lawsuit, because then it becomes blackmailing. Making false statements, that's another thing that they do. They will lie to you. Well, they're not the FBI. The FBI can lie to you, by the way, but not the government, the ICE, everything, they can lie to you, but not the credit card companies, because they're not the government. Or if they withdrew funds from your account without you knowing, this is illegal too. So in certain circumstances it's illegal, so we have to check each of them. And if they deposited one of your post-dated checks, for example, that's not right either. And if they reveal to third parties, which I was mentioning earlier, that you owe a debt, and if they're calling you after a certain time, for example after 9 p.m. or before 8 a.m. and the other thing which is very important here is, if for example you hire an attorney, like you hire our law firm, you hire our law firm to represent you in debt settlement, and we put a letter for cease and desist, they cannot call you. I repeat that, they cannot call you because we are lawyers. Of course, if you hire non-lawyers, that's a different story, which I will talk about in a few minutes. You should not even go there. But if you're hiring a lawyer, we put the cease and desist letter, they cannot call you, and I'll give you the exceptions to that rule. I think we have one caller. Let me take the caller. This is Shah, Peerally. You're live on air.
Yeah, hi Peerally. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I've been calling since long time, so now I got it.
Oh, why? Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, okay. My name is Raj, and I'm calling from Kentucky.
Oh, wow. Thank you. You're listening from Kentucky. Oh, welcome, Kentucky.
Yeah, I have many friends, and they are listening your shows. Actually, I'm from University of Bridgeport.
Oh, thank you. Wow, I'm very proud of that. Say that again. Go ahead. What can I do for you?
So I have a question. Actually, I'm on OPT, and I'm planning to get married with one of the green card girls, and I want to marry with her in India. Now, my question is, the thing is on the OPT, I'm on OPT, so I can go India and marry with her in India, like with the Hinduism traditional.
Yes.
And after I will come back and I'm going to marry with in the legally court marriage and then I will go for a green card filing and all those stuff.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You said your wife is... I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I didn't get that part. Is your wife a green card holder or she's a U.S. citizen?
No, she's a green card holder.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening to you now.
Sure. And so I'm planning to marry with her in India.
Yes.
So on the basis of my OPT right now, whichever status I do have, I can legally go to India and marry with her in a Hinduism traditional manner.
Yes.
Then I will come back and I will go for court marriage, and then I will proceed with my green card file and all those stuff, right?
Yes. Well,
so that's the best way. Or before I will go ahead and marry in India, before that I will do file, court marriage and all legally procedure. Before I do that, or after I'm getting married with.
Okay, let me tell you two things.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for calling from Kentucky, by the way. And we are broadcasting also on the webcast. It's on shahpeerallylawshow.com, just to let people know. And so let me tell you, for one thing, if you think you're getting married in India on the religious wedding, and this is registered in India, you don't have to come back in United States get married again. I repeat that, because the marriage will be accepted. Most states will accept that marriage unless it's against public policy, which it is not. So that's one thing, okay?
Right.
Two, now the issue is, how much time is left for your wife to be able to apply for a citizenship?
She's been over here green card holder since 1.5 years.
Okay. You can file for the green card, but this is a risk. Let me tell you, you are not going to get anything from your wife in terms of status. You can file the I-130 petition, but because you're not going to get status, what's going to happen, the OPT is attached to an F1 visa, and an F1 visa is a non-dual intent visa. Because you file the I-130, they might not renew your F2 status. So that's a risk to take. Okay, so my advice is basically not to file anything, get married, not to file anything, and give me a call at the office. I'll guide you from there what needs to be done, but you need to be very careful, because one can kill the other. As soon as you file the I-130, you can lose your student visa and you lose your status, and once you lose your status, you'll be in illegal status until she becomes a US citizen. And if you leave the country after 180 days, you might not be able to come here back for the next 3 years or even 10 years. So I will highly recommend, before you make any move on filing any papers, you can go and get married. Don't file any papers until you talk to an attorney, or you can call my office. You probably have my office number on 510-742-5887. Apart from that, you should be fine. Or the best way is not to file anything until she becomes a citizen, if you can maintain status. Because even if she marries you right now, she will not be able to give you status. She can at least give you something in terms of, well, a security down the road. You will get the green card, but you don't get anything. You don't get a work permit. You don't even get a period of stay authorized by the Attorney General. This is a dangerous part, because the problem that you will be facing next is, because of that I-130, it can kill a potential of getting an F visa. However, there is a solution to that. One of them is to go for an H-1B visa. The H-1B visa will allow you to do that. So that's why I'm telling you there are a lot of issues, but there are solutions too. If you call me, I can go over them with you one by one, because right now I don't have much time to go over all of them.
Right.
But there's a solution.
I will call to your office. But before that, just I have one more last real question.
Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. As you said, like if I file right now I-130, then it will affect to my OPT status. But I have a still OPT like almost 2 years.
Technically, yes. But doesn't mean they're going to apply the rule. But I will highly recommend you don't file it now, because there's a risk, because the OPT is attached to the F status, and the F status is based on a non-dual intent. They have the ability to basically tell you that they have the ability to cancel it. Doesn't mean they will, but they have the ability under the law, because then you will be using a non-dual intent visa to go with the intention of getting a green card. It's a little bit tricky on legal terms, and on practical terms also sometimes they usually let it go away, but right now they're becoming so strict that I will not advise you to take the risk. Okay?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Good luck to you.
Thanks. I really appreciate for your time.
Thank you. Keep listening, and we have one shot Friday night also. Okay, 11 p.m. Okay?
Yeah, I know. I've been listening since long time. So.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for say hi to Kentucky for us. Okay?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Shah, Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, good afternoon, Shakar. This is Raj here.
Hi, Raj. How are you?
Good, thank you. You guys have a really nice show. I tried to call you, but finally got now.
Oh,
I
really?
have a question. Yeah, I have a question regarding for my brother-in-law.
Yes.
He was green card here, but for some reason it was a correction on his green card. We sent that back for the correction, and then they mailed them a letter after a month or 2 months for the fingerprint.
Yes.
So by the time he will go back to India to see her mom, which one she is so sick there, and he just stay over there like more than almost was 12 months. He's still in there, India.
Okay.
And we would suggest him don't stay over 6 months.
Yes.
But people have their own things, so he stay over there, and now he will try to come back on last month. He was go back there in April 19th, so it was almost year. He was try to back here on April 12th. But the people didn't allow him to come over here.
Okay. Well, this is a very...
is canceled?
No, yes and no. This is the situation. If you pause the 6 month, there is a presumption you have abandoned it. However, there are exceptions. If we can prove that the mother was an exception to that rule, it was an emergency situation, this is what we will advise. We need to revalidate that green card at the U.S. consulate. You need to get a good lawyer who will prepare a case for you from here. You can give me a call at the office. We can argue with them that he never lost that green card because he's subject to that exception of extraordinary circumstances. And this is one exception. I've won cases similar to that where they stayed for almost 2.5 years. So it is doable. However, the best way to do it is that if you could get the stamp, he comes to America. At the airport, they will put him on something called deferred inspection. They will either send him to a USCIS office or in front of a judge. And in front of a judge, he can always explain his situation. And in this case, because we have a mother who was sick, and if it is genuine, there's a big chance you will win. But you need not to wait more. Give me a call or give a call to a lawyer, and we need to handle this really ASAP, because more you wait on this is going to get worse. Okay?
Oh, okay. So basically, his card is not canceled yet.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. They presume it was cancelled. It was abandoned. However, it's what we call a rebuttable presumption. So we can always fight it. We can always say no. It was an exceptional circumstance. We need to give a chance to that person. And if you prepare the case well, most of the time you win. If you're telling me, I'm not saying you're not telling the truth, but if really his mom was sick, we can make an argument. Okay?
Okay. Could I please read back your phone number again?
Sure.
So I can get here.
Okay. 510. 742 5887.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's see what we can do for you. We will try our best. Okay?
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Good luck.
Okay.
And I think we don't have more callers. We will not be able to take more callers. Thank you very much for calling today. And I had so many people calling me also, and I apologize for that. Actually texting me on Facebook and on emails saying that they were trying to reach the number and it's not working. I don't know. It might be some technical issues, but the lines were open here. Some people were able to reach it, and I apologize sincerely for this. Let me now ask you. Close the we were talking about debt settlement, and you can read a lot about debt settlement on our blog on yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. The basic rules of a debt settlement is very simple. You are in financial problems, and you cannot pay your debts. Instead of filing bankruptcy, you call us. We are not a typical debt settlement company. Typical debt settlement company will just take your money, and most of the time you get burned. And right now, so far, 80% of cases we see, and I don't want to blame everybody, some of them are good, but most of them have been cheating people, and that's why the FTC passed a law in October 2010. We don't charge anything up front. We don't put your money in any kind of account. We make the deal, you take the payment, and you're out of it. Only thing you will have to deal is probably a 1099-C with your tax. And since I'm not a tax attorney, so I put a disclaimer here, you will need to talk to a tax attorney or an accountant to clear that. But let's say, for example, you $100,000, we negotiate it, we get you for $20,000 payment. Then the next step that happens is you will get what we call you will get a reduction in what you have to pay. For example, I'll give you, if you check the success stories on our board, one client came to see us. They owed $21,000, and within 30 days we settled it, and they owed only $5,250, and this was also payable in 3 installments. And this ultimately they save almost $16,000. And 2 days ago we got some good results. One of our clients owed $16,000 to Bank of America, and that was handled by the attorney, one of the attorney that the attorney group, I don't know if they're attorneys, but they're attorney group that pretty much called to get the money from people, and we settled that for $4,000 only. And we had so many of the stories. You can read about them. I think I have like 40 of them that I posted on the website on yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. Just click on the left side on success stories. You will see some of the things that we have been able to do. For example, one client was in a lawsuit with American Express. He owed $15,000. We were able to settle it for only $5,300, payable in 3 monthly equal installments and with no financial charges. So once it's paid, you're out of it. And the thing that we do, once we make the deal, we seal it. It's on paper. We communicate with the bank. We'll get it signed on both sides. At this point, the bank have to honor that contract. They're going to come back and change their mind. It's done. It's a settlement, okay? And that's why it's good to have an attorney, because an attorney will basically be kind of certifying it somehow, not certifying it officially. It's just a word I'm using here, but basically we're going to stand by your side and say, no, you gave us a deal and we were negotiating with you as attorneys. And we are not a debt settlement company. I remind you that we are a law firm, and we deal with it as a law firm, as lawyers dealing with other lawyers on the other side. So you can read a lot about those those goodies, that the good things that we have been able to do on those debt settlement. And so far we have been handling that for 2 years now, and I'm very, very proud to say that we have had almost 100% success rate. I think there's only one case where we were not able to move forward, and that I think the client couldn't afford the payment. But apart from that, we always come up with a deal. So give us a call if you have questions on that on 510-742-5887. I apologize, I couldn't take any more calls, and also for those who have been calling and couldn't reach, I apologize. It might be a system error, so I'm going to check on that. And feel free to listen to our show on Friday night, and I'm checking with Saad how much time I have more to go. And okay, so I don't understand, 10 minutes or 10 seconds? Oh, I have 10 seconds. Thank you very much. Friday check-in 11 p.m. 510-742, and this is Shah. I'm signing off. Thank you for listening.
Program reflect the views of program contributors and do not necessarily reflect the views of Pravas Vani Radio, its management,